Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 3rd of January. This is for the Sun or the Ascendant. As ever, I'm going to give you a broad overview of what to expect, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep into each of the 12 zodiac signs and share with you your Sun or your Ascendant. It's whatever you wish to watch. So this week begins with Neptune forging a really shimmering but beautiful angle to Venus. And by the end of the week, Venus comes into an exact conjunction with the Sun. Now that's brilliant if we're really wanting to think about something desirable or someone desirable that may be on our radar. With the January sales in full swing, it may be a monetary purchase we're considering. The sign of Capricorn, where Venus is very much about substance, so it may be a big ticket item that we're really drawn towards, or perhaps there's someone that we like that in some ways is quite well off or has some qualities that we really respect and admire. And the connection between Venus and Neptune can be really magical and very spiritual, so a connection doesn't have to happen only in a physical realm. Also this week, Mars, the planet of passion, is caught up in a bit of a tussle with, ironically, Neptune from the middle of the week. So there may be somebody that we're drawn to, perhaps someone who's a little bit more buccaneering or different, and their self-confidence or energy could seem a little bit intimidating. Then again, Venus can soothe this week, but Neptune in its angle with Mars can confuse. So if there is someone we're unsure of, we just need to be a little bit cautious. Now, of course, Mercury has moved into the sign of Aquarius, very much about friendship, very much about future planning, but it is in its pre-shadow period. So we need to micro-check all details to meet up and have fun. But it is true that Mars forges a very energizing link with the Sun. So if your focus is much more on your role in life, anything to do with entrepreneurship, being more go-getting, but in a material way, the Sun is really going to be supportive by the direct desire that Mars brings to the situation. Now, if you're new to my channel, I would be honoured if you would subscribe. Please click or tap on the bell notification symbol. And of course, with year 2022 upon us, if you want to ascend above this zodiac forecast and discover what your personal birth data is showing for this year, you can see my offer beneath this video. You can get a 12-month forecast from the time of order, your character analysis, and 30% off. Gain searing insights. The link is beneath this video now. Hello Gemini and welcome to your in-depth forecast for week commencing the 3rd of January. Your ruler Mercury has repositioned itself into your 9th house. Brilliant for physical expansion, but also thinking about what you may want to learn. Any kind of course online could really intrigue you with the support of this transit. But if you have got ideas that you want to express to a wider audience, this is going to be an important part of your year, I feel. Saturn is going to continue in your 9th house too for the whole year, and it is in a clash, a very brittle and tense clash still with Uranus through to about the 19th of January. So you may feel that some of the energies that have been dominating last year are hanging around. By the 20th of this month, you will start to feel freer, and I feel that you could feel lighter by then as well. Now, by the end of this week, Venus comes into an exact conjunction with the Sun, and that can be glorious. It can bring some money your way. And if this is linked to things that you've been working on for a very long time, some kind of legacy, either through hard work, it could be linked to an inheritance, quite frankly, or there could be a very deep connection that you're going to enjoy with someone new. But don't think that this can only be in a personal or romantic context, because with Neptune having been joined by the expansive Jupiter, the ruler of Pisces, and Neptune forging a gorgeous link this week with Venus and then the Sun, you could find that your imagination can pay off fantastically well for you in some shape or form. But the professional relationship can go well, but also be a bit challenging. With Mars in your sector of relating, Mars in the 7th house is a bit spiky, and that is in a square with Neptune. If you do encounter someone that you feel is a bit dishonest, not very reliable, tells you one thing but does another, you could feel quite fired up about it. But probably important not to invest too much energy in this situation, because Neptune can dissipate but also distort. So what you're reacting to may not be quite exactly what's really happened, and fact can be a bit as strange as fiction when Mars and Neptune are squabbling. So I'd stick with the better energies of Neptune this week, which is kind of believing the best in people, really, not to the point of being obviously bamboozled or misled by somebody, but don't be too quick to get aggravated if something seems out of shape. It could just be a basic misunderstanding, because although Mercury has moved into the ninth house of truth, it is in its pre-shadow period. Now you will hear some people say, some astrologers say, when Mercury's in pre-shadow, post-shadow or retrograde, don't do anything. Well, we have 3 phases, well we actually have 4 this year, a brief phase of Mercury in Capricorn towards the end of the year. We can't all sit on our hands. Take the reality that, say for example you have Mercury retrograde in the natal horoscope, it just means you're going to be someone who thinks very deeply about things. You may not be so flamboyant and outgoing. Of course it depends on what aspects are on that Mercury, what sign it's in and what house it's located. But generally speaking, Mercury retrograde can be a time to repair, to renew, to relaunch. So see that as being a positive direction of travel for you, expanding your situation, and that's going to become much more obvious by the 20th of this month. It's been a pleasure being with you. Take care and goodbye.